Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
We are creating conscious community by sharing mindful manifesting skills and transcendental music.
We are all in this together.
Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio.
This is Jalen.
And he's Monte.
And we have a special guest today.
Adam.
All right.
Okay, his second appearance. This is turning into a regular thing.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
I like that. That's funny. We'll have to keep track of them somehow.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'll do that for us.
Yeah.
I wonder what chapter humanity is on right now.
Chapter 51. For
That's
anyone.
loud.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not used to being far away from the mic,
There
but
you
I'll
go.
do
That's
my
good.
best.
Yeah.
So, chapter 51, for those who know what it is when the government is in charge of you. Do you remember? Chapter 51. It's like you get in trouble.
Well, you get chaptered. Yeah. So you're on papers, essentially.
You have to do good for so long.
Whatever. You're on parole, probation, or some other sort of thing.
Okay.
I don't know why we're talking about that.
Because we asked what chapter humanity's on.
I think humanity's on like chapter 2.
Chapter 2? That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Well, we haven't been around for that long, really.
No.
I mean, relative to like, we're just beginning. We're young. It's obvious we're young if you just take a look at our collective emotional state.
Yep.
It's not like we're mature. We're like toddlers.
Exactly.
But we're evolving.
I want it my way.
Yeah, right. I don't accept this. Right. Totally. I'm going to throw my toy at you.
Or throw your whole body down. That's what toddlers do. They like throw their whole body down. And
Things have been happening so rapid. Like I was even thinking about that the other day. Like the Earth, the planet's been around for billions and billions of years, and then just like out of the blue, like a couple thousand years. I mean, human beings have been around for quite a while, but like, we've only begun like quote unquote advancing or whatever for the past like couple thousand years.
Oh yeah, it's
just happening
quickly,
so fast.
Yeah, right.
And it's like all of these. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what. I guess the main context I was thinking about is just like how we're playing like catch up, and we're playing catch up always, and we're trying to like, things are happening. So I mean, even think about the past 100 years.
Oh yeah,
I know,
like
things are.
What has happened in the last 100 years is pretty pretty wild.
I mean, refrigerators were made in the last 100 years.
Yeah.
Cars.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be electric.
Yeah, well, and things are accelerating through technology.
Yeah.
I mean, we're accelerating, and the question is, we've been around a while, but how much longer are we going to be around? When you look at the total book of humanity.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's people like Elon Musk, he's working on like developing other planets, so that'll empower us to just travel throughout the stars and just spread the human race. We'll see if it happens or not. But if it does, potentially the human race is going to be around a long, 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 long time, longer than the Earth.
Yep.
Longer than the sun. I mean, if he can pull this off. And so, this is just the beginning of humanity. I think it's important we realize that. Mm-hmm. And we are accelerating at an incredible pace, just technologically speaking. Mm-hmm. We're at that point where things are really just shifting, and people are looking at quantum physics and, entanglement and how atoms, they affect each other from a huge distance away from, when they're apart. Mm-hmm. And it's just all this like mind shift and how consciousness shifts our environment. And we're just at the beginning.
Totally. Yeah.
But it is time for a ceasefire somehow. You were talking earlier, Adam, about a ceasefire within our own minds.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's something I've been thinking about. Yeah, it's just stopping, ending the war in the mind, and that, like we were talking about, gets into the main thing it gets into is, dualistic thinking or where we create that war of good and bad, of good and evil, of, like and dislike, and that's where it gets into, the Buddhistic thought, and, the Buddha's teaching. That was kind of his teaching is, when you're, kind of that middle way thing.
Yeah.
When you're, I guess, when you're trying to, or when you're thinking in terms of good and bad and like and dislike, and you're always grasping towards the like, you always want to stay, you're always grasping towards the good or whatever, you suffer, basically.
Well,
that's kind of what he said,
And you're also
like,
just hating on the what you consider to be not good.
Exactly.
At that point. And
And that's how we create that mental war. We create that suffering.
Well, and
that's where our suffering comes from.
Yeah, and that's where our warfare comes from in general. Because,
exactly. Wars are started in the mind.
Yeah, and it just spreads. It spreads.
We've talked about that,
Yeah.
We've talked about that.
That's hugely important. I mean, people feel like warfare, warfare outside of the minds between countries is like this inevitable thing humanity just does it. We can't change that.
Yeah.
It's like, that's ridiculous. But I agree with you. If we're going to change it, it's going to start with our own mind.
Everything starts in the mind. Everything comes from the mind. Everything is in the mind. Yeah. So it's like,
it's a foundation.
Yeah.
Totally.
So it's like it's all in the, like, whatever war you want to talk about.
Yeah.
The Vietnam War, or, they're wrong, we're right.
Yeah.
And then and they thought we were wrong and they were right. So it's like, they're evil, we're good.
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
And then what starts in the mind then gets projected and then goes out into the real world.
Absolutely.
And starts wars, and people have to die, and all this
ruined and
nasty, all this stuff
horrible.
that comes from this fundamental, fundamental idea in our minds.
Absolutely.
Of this dualistic thinking. So
yeah, we're all, that's one thing we have to realize as human beings is we're all incredibly powerful manifestors.
Exactly.
And if we're at war with ourselves, boom.
Everyone's at war with themselves.
And we can change that.
Yeah.
We're actively working on evolving past that. That will be like the quantum leap in human development.
Yep.
When everything gets easier.
Yep.
And we change that, we're more in harmony with the universe, we're more in harmony with each
nature,
other, with nature, the whole gambit.
Yeah.
Well, what's going through my mind is this idea of the other, and the other in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Those parts of us that we don't want to accept as being a part of us,
mm-hmm.
and we want to get away from it. And so we have the other happening in our mind. And we project that out into the world. And anyone who's other is less than. And we can ridicule them and hurt them. And it doesn't matter because they're the other.
They're separate.
Yeah.
That separatism, that gets into the same. It's all this.
They're
all
the
under
evil
the same umbrella.
people.
The separate. They're,
right.
They're the deplorables or whatever.
The separatism.
Really?
And that's what allows us, you get into war or get into anything. That's what allows us to commit these atrocities.
Right, exactly.
Because they're separate. They're not us. They're not me.
Yeah.
Well,
the truth is, the ultimate truth is, we are all connected. We all come from the same source. We're all brothers and sisters.
Yes, indeed.
We are all connected.
All of us.
They are. That's you. You're killing yourself.
Yeah.
When you kill, and whatever. I keep thinking of Vietnam or whatever. You kill a Vietnamese. You're hurting yourself. Yeah. Ultimately, you're killing your brother.
Well, you're killing your brother. You're creating terrible karma for yourself. And the whole thing. It's just a mess.
Yep.
I do think that there is a clause, though. And in the Bhagavad Gita, they talk about that and how sometimes war is necessary, and that the Bhagavad Gita is all about the war in the mind,
mm-hmm.
but it also is talking about the real outside world, and when there really is something that you have to defend against, it's important to just do what you have to do. But I also, I'm just thinking about all of our friends who've been in the army and all of our friends that, it's like they thought it was the right thing to do.
Sure.
And now, we're all I know I am available to people to help them process that shit because
Yeah.
that's heavy. Like what we're saying is really heavy
Yeah.
for
Totally.
anyone who's had to shoot someone, you
Yes.
know, and
Yes.
so there's that too.
Well, yeah,
It's tough. Yeah. It's very difficult.
it is. But if we
You
want to
know.
really create change, it begins with our own minds.
Yeah.
Which essentially is what
If there is no
we're all
other in our
about.
mind, then we can't do anything but see our wholeness and our togetherness and interconnectedness.
Well, in the
with each
spiritual element in everyone, you know, and everyone is just an incredible spiritual being. And
The divinity in everyone.
yes, yeah,
You know,
right. Right. And I agree. It's I'm not talking about being a pacifist either. I mean, I'll do everything I can to defend myself if I feel like I need to. You know? So that's I'm not suggesting just being a pacifist, but I think beginning with
Well, that wasn't what I was saying. I was just speaking to our friends who may have had to go through that, and
Oh yeah.
that the karma is fixable. And
Well, that's one thing they say about meditation is that it eats karma.
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense too. You sit on that cushion for half an hour or an hour, you are suffering. There are moments of suffering involved with that.
Yes.
That's your karma getting eaten up.
Yeah.
Right there. And I mean, in the Chinese, a lot of these great Taoist teachers came from the military.
Yeah.
And they had just been through some hellacious things, and they're like, I'm joining the Taoist monastery now. And they went there and they ate up their karma and they spread light.
Yep.
And collectively, you know, that they use the monastery, they work together. And that's what we're trying to do, is create this collective
Absolutely.
of, you know, we're all we all have karma. You know, I mean, just being in this system, I mean, I pay my taxes and part of that money goes into the war machine. That's not good for
we
my
don't
karma.
have the choice.
You know, so I have to like actively work against that. Yeah. And hopefully 10 years from now, we won't have to do that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's something about blockchain technology that's really going to help save humanity, is we can use blockchain technology now to determine, you know, we can choose where our taxes go. We can choose foreign policy. We don't need like these politicians in Washington making all these decisions for us anymore. We can make them on our own, and let's have a real democracy where we all vote on our computer, on our phone, or at the library, whatever it is. We all vote, and blockchain technology will keep it legit. There will be no cheating. And then let's just vote on it. We don't need people. We don't need these decision makers in Washington to figure that stuff out.
Absolutely.
I love the idea of being able to pick where my taxes go.
Oh, heck yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I mean, it'll work out too.
Healthcare and education.
Yeah, and there's enough people out there who appreciate the military, who will put their money into the military, so that's fine too. But at least we should be able to choose. This country is based on supposedly freedom, and that would be a big step in that direction.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, philosophically, we're moving in that direction. I feel fortunate to be here and to be part of this movement that is, we're working on creating a new culture, essentially. And back to the mind, it all begins individually. And if in my own heart, in my own mind, I'm holding a bunch of negative energy and hatred and blame, then I'm part of the problem. And I do go there sometimes, you know, but I work against it. I realize,
Absolutely.
you know, the non-dualistic thinking to me means just viewing the world, viewing other people through a neutral scientific perspective. And instead of seeing them as evil, I mean, essentially, nobody I know is enlightened. So we all have that confusion in us at moments. And that confusion is what creates bad decision making. You know, but as we become more and more clear if we develop more and more clarity in our minds, then our decisions start to become more in harmony with each other and more in harmony with the universe.
Yeah.
Was clear and accepting. Yeah, accepting all of the parts of the self, all of the parts of the mind, and all of the
Accepting others.
Yeah,
and it's like
totally.
you stop like the blame game.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
the whole blame, like the blame game or whatever, and like you start to see you have to start to develop the ability to see beyond that person's conditioning. Like some of the stuff you're speaking of, you know, beyond that person's conditioning, beyond like, well, why did they say that? Why did they do that? Why did they, you know, what happened in this person's life to make them say that, to make them do that, you know? Yeah. The person, you know, and I've struggled with that a lot. I struggle with that a lot too, whether it's at work or wherever, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it's a, you know, it's a skill, or it's something you've got to develop where you can, you know, I say like, I've been saying like shed the light a lot. That's kind of a mantra I've been saying, and just like shedding the light on, you know, my thoughts, or my, you know, my projections, or what I'm, you know, maybe thinking incorrectly in that moment, you know, or about that person or whatever.
Did you say shed
the light? Shed the light.
Okay.
Yeah.
So emanate, in a way, emanating light,
or shine the light. Oh, shine the light, not shed the light. Shine the light.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been like, you know, and another thing, it's just like everyone's playing a part. Oh yeah. Too, you know, that's or true. Like everyone's, you know, whatever, the evil dictator, you know, or
it's all his fault.
They're playing a part, you know, and it's a lot of times it's beyond their control, you know. So I can't have like whoever you want to bring up. You want to bring up Trump or whoever. It's like I don't hate Trump. No. I don't have any, or I don't hate. I see them as like I was saying. I see them, you know, as, you know, there's causes and conditions, and there's things that brought that person to where they were. It's not necessarily their essence. Right. Their essence is pure. Yeah, right. Their essence is the universe. Yeah. You know, Donald Trump is a part, he's a part of the universe, a part of all of us, just like anyone else. He's a manifestation of the universe. It's not bad. It's not wrong. Yeah. It's not right. Yeah. But it's not wrong. Yeah. And let's, you know,
it is.
So it's like,
and if we hold on to that, if we are in a place of hatred and anger, then that just stifles our own growth. Yeah. And it just adds more hatred into the collective hatred of humanity. Yeah. And at that point, we're part of the problem.
The collective consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's create a better world, not a worse one.
Exactly.
I mean, if we think that hatred's going to help us create a better world, I got news for you. Yeah. You know? And we've tried that before.
We've tried it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Look at World War II.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
That's what we're, like.
And this brings up what I talk about a lot, and it's let's not repeat history. So if we see something, the way we're judging another, the way we're acting in the world, the way we're reacting to a situation, if it is mirroring something from history, that is cause enough to pause and be like, wait, I don't want to repeat history. So how do I go a different way? How do I make a different choice so that I am not a part of repeating history?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, history just seems to repeat itself. Yeah. I mean, that's what I've noticed. Well, because we're operating, because the vast majority of people are operating, and myself included, everyone at times is operating on that lower level of that dualistic thinking, of that, you know, war in the mind, you know, of that, you know, lower level of operation, where we're fighting and we're, you know, and it just goes around. It just goes around and around and around
until
and around.
There's a quantum leap out of it. That's what evolution is. It's a series of quantum leaps, and it's time for us to take that quantum leap, you know, and that's what we're doing collectively with our culture, our subculture, you know, where we're not buying into it anymore, and we're developing into a new type of human.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, the cycle of round and round and round turns into a spiral.
Yeah.
You take that quantum leap, and then bam, you're starting to move up and
Yeah.
up and up.
And then get to a point where you can just hit that,
The next dimension.
Yeah. Well, I guess the spiral would come to a point, and then when you hit that plane, that level, that would be the middle way to me. Or that would be the equalized, the equilibrium.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Yeah.
that's what popped in my head. But
All right.
yeah.
We're doing it. We're trying our best.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's happening. I just feel, and the more I can be in that place of being the neutral observer to my own mind,
There you go.
and the more power
Neutrality.
the more power,
Neutrality.
the more power I have over it.
Yes.
Because if number one, I work on not self-identifying with my thoughts. Right, that's the
It's
first
another
step.
big one.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It's huge because then we're empowered to change those thoughts.
Hmm.
We're the projector of the thoughts. We're not the thoughts.
Yep.
I mean, and a lot of people get confused and believe they are their thoughts, so they get caught and they're stuck. Because then nothing's ever going to change. Because the same old thoughts are just going to keep repeating.
Yep.
Same old blame, whatever. It's just going to keep happening. But once I self-identify with the projector of the thoughts, we notice when the thoughts are not in harmony with what we want, and we can reboot. We can reboot that thought. We can re-steer that thought. And that comes from being the neutral observer of your own thoughts.
Absolutely. That neutrality and not, yeah.
Yeah, instead of like seeing that thought, how could I have that thought? I'm such a terrible person.
Yep.
And I'm just stuck
I'm
again.
not gonna
And that's
feel
why
that
we-
ever. Just kidding.
That's why we are. I think that to me, that is why we are that's why we historically have been so stuck. And that's why things don't change, because we are stuck in that place
Yeah.
of,
And that's the condition.
and it just bounces. It's like it just bounces off a wall back at us or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
like the thought, and then it bounces back at us, and we just go around,
In
we just
yoga,
go round
that's-
and round.
Yeah, and then all our
and we're
friends
stuck.
like support us in that. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
part of
in our community.
humanity right
Everyone's-
there, And since most people think that way, you think it's okay.
Exactly. Yep.
In
Yeah.
yoga, that's called samskara.
Yep.
So when
yeah.
we go in the record groove and we keep just repeating that record groove and we can't get out of it because of our conditioning, because of our cultural conditioning, our personal conditioning, our childhood conditioning. And to get out of that is to reboot or to do yoga or to meditate. And it's very hard to change our samskara.
Well, it's not easy. It takes training.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about a lot.
Yeah, there's no magic pill. I'm in many different groups, and one group recently was talking about how the best way to deal with trauma is psychedelics.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that didn't work for me at all.
No.
That just freaked me out intensely and probably set me back a couple of years because I was so freaked out.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there is no magic pill. There is no 12-hour magic carpet ride. It's a everyday choice. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work on this.
Yep.
And you say, shine your light.
Shine the light.
Shine the light.
Shine the
Mine
light.
is, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Well, and something
There you go.
And Jay, something you've been saying to me, and I've been like pondering this, is you have a philosophy that you can train your way out of PTSD.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's huge.
Absolutely.
But it does take a lot of training.
And it doesn't ever go all the way away. Unfortunately, I
Well, not yet, at least. Perhaps when
I've
you're
been working on this for 27 years. I've figured this out, and
But that's okay.
yeah.
To me, see that, and that's another thing is like acceptance and like,
Yeah.
and then just like that's okay. I don't have to be a certain way, or that's the other thing is we have to move beyond these like Western 150-year-old ideologies where it's like I'm gonna open this book and you're okay, you fit this, you're that, or you're that, or you're that,
Oh, right.
I think there's a time and a place for that. There's it's useful to a point, but everyone's so different, and everyone's.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, and a lot of times we get in our own way, you know, or
Big
we get in our own
time.
way of our own healing. You know,
yeah.
we get to a certain point and it's like,
It should be
we
done by
stop.
now.
Yeah, it should
Yeah,
be,
right.
I
I
should
give
be
up.
there. Or, you know, I've done that time and time and time again
Yeah.
where I get to a place and then it just, you know, we just get in our own way. We get in our
Yeah.
own head, or we say it's too hard. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. I think awakening or change or healing can happen in an instant. In an instant, you know, as
Yeah.
soon as you really make that choice,
Flip the switch.
it doesn't, to me, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to take a long time necessarily,
Right.
or a lot of work. You know, I think that's to me, that's something that can hold us back. You know, and a lot of it that just thinking that this is gonna, you know, I'm gonna be stuck here for a long time, and this is gonna take a lot of work. This is gonna be years and years. That's to me, that's holding you back.
It's living in
That's
the
holding
future
us back.
too.
That's putting limits on ourselves.
Yeah.
We're so much more than that, and we can, you know.
Yeah, and
That's
that,
interesting.
and that
Yeah.
kind of gets down to I mean, Jay, you're talking about, you know, the training to overcome PTSD. Perhaps someday you will reach that point. You know,
Perhaps you're
where
already
it's-
there.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey,
It's like click, you know, enlightenment,
cha-ching.
awakening. Is she
Maybe.
awakened? I'm gonna look at her. See.
Yeah. Well, she is. She is. She just doesn't know it. Everyone's awake. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
true.
Sleeping Buddha.
Let's collectively
Sleeping Buddha.
take that leap.
Yeah.
A bunch of us all at once. Oh, we're awake now.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I have a tendency to like put it off. Oh, I'll be awake. Yeah, 20 years from now. But, I mean, that's my maybe that's my hang up. You know.
Exactly. That's what we make it into this thing, and this thing of the future.
Yeah.
Which I think you said, you're like, it's just like
Yeah.
always. It's
I'm
this,
gonna live
it's this
in the
grasping,
future. Yeah.
this striving, this constant striving.
What am I going to do? Where am I going to live? It's like it
Why
just
not
takes
now?
me away from the
Sounds
moment.
like me
yeah,
right now.
right.
You know.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. Right
Yeah,
now.
here we
the
are. And
eternal
that's-
present.
That's the truth.
There's
There is
something
only the
true-
present.
It's true. I mean, physics is going to be proving this soon, probably.
Yeah.
But this whole time thing, we think we have a handle on it. We don't. We don't have a handle on
Well,
it.
that's obvious because like 1 minute can feel like it's taking forever, and 2 hours can zip by like that. You know, so
If there is
There's-
even, I mean, yeah.
There's-
If time even moves, I mean, or
oh
it's
man, we're opening up
confusing.
another ball of wax. I would like to wrap it up
Yeah.
nice
Sure.
and sweet and snug, and just any final thoughts on neutrality, ceasefire,
Mm-hmm.
ending the war in the mind?
Making
Yeah.
peace with ourselves. You know, I mean, for me, it's a lot of that is based on making sure, being the neutral witness, making sure we don't think too much, because that's like very, very, very common in our cultures. We overthink, and we need moments of peace when we're not thinking. And if we can have those
Meditation.
moments of peace throughout the day, or just work it into the day, just develop the skill of not thinking, of transcending the thought, transcending the thinking mind, periodically throughout the day. That's huge. Being the neutral witness to our own self-talk. That's another big one, when self-talk turns negative, which I think we all got some of that, but just not condemning it, but not going with it. Let's change it. Let's create our own self-talk that's based on gratitude or whatever.
Yeah.
But just really working on shifting how our mind is functioning, I think, is a big deal. And that's a good way for me, at least, to move towards that internal peace.
Yeah. Peace in oneself, peace in the world.
Yeah, it's related.
Begins with the self.
So
Yeah. So thank you all for listening and being part of this collective with us as we contemplate and take care of each other, as we remember we are interconnected and we're all in this together. And thank you for listening. Share this if you found it beneficial or entertaining. Let your friends know so they can be a part of this as well. And you can be a part of our collective more by going to Temple of the Mind group on Facebook. And you can check out our website, be a part of the newsletter, get notified when things are happening at www.imi.earth. So,
And we're Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow
God bless.
Radio.
Yeah.
We have one more song for you. We're going to do some equipment arranging and be right back. That's a wrap, folks.
Yeah.